Behind every locked door lies a story the world was never meant to hear. Welcome to Behind Bars TV, where we uncover the hidden realities of the world's toughest prisons, untold inmate experiences, and the systems built to contain them. From supermax facilities to forgotten penitentiaries, we reveal the truth behind concrete walls and razor wire. This is not fiction. This is the world behind bars TV. In prison, money does exist. But power does, and power trades like currency. Every item, every favor, every breath has value. And behind that value is a code, a secret language that runs the prison like a shadow government. These are not just gangs. They are systems, organized networks that manage food, phones, debt, violence, and survival. They have rules. They have order. And if you break the code, you pay in blood. Tonight, we go inside the code. How gangs control the prison economy. One cigarette, $1, one life at a time. The unseen currency. When you enter prison, your wallet is confiscated, your phone disabled, and your identity stripped to a number. But within days, you learn the first rule of survival. Everything is currency. Inmates trade for food, favors, protection, and power. Money moves not through banks, but through barter. Ramen becomes cash, honey buns become gold, and stamps are stock certificates. One pack of tuna can buy you peace. Two can buy silence. The prison economy is worth millions annually, yet none of it exists on paper. It's powered by loyalty, fear, and something stronger than law, the gang code. The birth of the code. The prison economy didn't start with money. It started with war. During the civil rights era, overcrowded California prisons exploded with racial tension. To survive, inmates banded together, forming groups that became both brotherhoods and governments. The Aryan Brotherhood, the Mexican Mafia, the Black Guerrilla Family, the Nuestra Familia. Each created their own structure, hierarchy, and code of conduct. These weren't random alliances. They were institutions designed to control trade, communication, and even justice behind bars. If the guards ran the front of the prison, one lifer said the gangs ran the back. Each group ruled its people through rules written in blood. They handled disputes, taxed every hustle, and decided who lived or died inside their territory. They called it the code, a set of rules no inmate could ignore, and no outsider could ever understand. The black market blueprint. The black market is the real economy of prison, a network where everything forbidden has a price. Cigarettes, phones, tattoos, knives, and pills, each item smuggled, stored, and sold through the chain of trust. A guard earns $50,000 a year. A single contraband phone inside can sell for $3,000. Temptation is built into the system. You can't stop a market, said one former warden. You can only choose who runs it. Each gang oversees its trade routes, controlling contraband flow like cartels control borders. Payments move through families, girlfriends, or coded calls to the outside world. It's capitalism without rules. It's Wall Street with razor wire, taxation and extortion. Every hustle inside prison owes a tax, a cut paid to the dominant gang of that race or yard. If you sell phones, you pay. If you run gambling, you pay. Even if you're independent, you pay for the privilege to breathe safely. The tax isn't about money, said a former member of the Texas syndicate. It's about power. If you refuse, you die. This structure mirrors a mafia economy. Each gang acts as an enforcement agency, ensuring everyone pays up. Disputes are handled in-house, not through fights, but through the code. The green light, the silent signal that someone has violated the code, can travel across states within hours. It's a world where reputation is currency and debt is death. The bankers of blood. You'd think prison gangs only deal in violence, but the smartest ones are accountants. Every gang maintains shot callers and bankers, inmates responsible for managing debts, tracking who owes who, and making sure every dollar or favor circulates. It's organized, calculated, precise. A Fortune 500 model run on fear and loyalty. Debts are repaid in commissary, labor, or violence. A man who can't pay will be assigned missions, carrying messages, hiding contraband, or attacking rivals. If he fails, his debt transfers to his family outside. That's when prison becomes a long arm, reaching into neighborhoods, demanding payment. The trade routes of power. Contraband doesn't appear out of thin air, it travels. Across hundreds of facilities, networks of trade connect one cell block to another like arteries, feeding a single heart. Phones from Atlanta. Tobacco from the Carolinas. Synthetic drugs from Texas. Each shipment moves through invisible hands, family members, corrupt officers, visiting contractors. It's not chaos, says one retired investigator. It's logistics. You're watching organized crime inside a controlled environment. Every major gang controls its own corridor of trade. The Mexican mafia runs the southwest flow. The Aryan Brotherhood handles weapon distribution. The Black Guerrilla family manages narcotics and outside cash. Each corridor is protected by loyalty, oaths, and violence. A single betrayal can trigger riots across multiple states. When the streets go quiet, the prisons still hum. The economy never stops. The code of communication. You can't run an empire without communication. And inside prison, words are weapons. Phones are banned, letters screened, visits recorded. Yet information flows faster than the guards can react. The gangs invented their own language, slang, numeric codes, hand signs, and even sent markers on paper. A simple number, 88, 13, or 14, can mean an order, a warning, or a death sentence. Messages travel through kites, mail drops, and corrupted guards. At the top, gang leadership, often lifers, sends orders through invisible channels to street crews. From one 6x9 cell, said a DEA agent, they can start a war in Los Angeles. The code is both armor and language, the heart of control, the currency of fear. Money alone doesn't run the prison economy, fear does. Every transaction carries risk. Every debt carries weight. In this world, intimidation replaces contracts. A single rumor he owes, he snitched, he disrespected, can bankrupt or bury a man. Debt is blood until it's paid, says a former member of the Aryan Circle. Fear ensures silence. Fear maintains order. And fear keeps the code alive. Guards know when tension rises. The yard goes quiet, the air thickens, every look means something. Inside, violence isn't chaos, it's currency enforcement. The hustlers and middlemen. Not every prisoner is a gangster, but almost everyone becomes part of the economy. Barbers, tattoo artists, cooks, gamblers, clerks, all fuel the underground machine. They're the middle class of prison capitalism, paying taxes to gangs, earning protection in return. We built our own society, said one former inmate. The hustlers are like small businesses. The gangs are the government. Some hustlers rise. They manage supply chains, handle accounting, even run bookmaking rings worth thousands per month. But success invites danger. Gangs either recruit them or erase them. In the free world, ambition makes you rich. In prison, it makes you a target. The shadow leadership. At the top of the code sits leadership, the shot callers. These men rarely fight or speak loudly. They don't need to. Their power flows through whispers, gestures, and reputation. Shot callers control entire yards through structure. Generals, lieutenants, soldiers. Every action, from a fight to a favor, requires permission. They're CEOs of a criminal company, says a correctional intelligence officer. They issue orders and collect taxes without touching a weapon. Even isolation can't stop them. ADX Florence, Pelican Bay SHU, or state Supermax units still host leaders who manage gangs through coded mail and lawyers. Remove a head, another grows. The code doesn't depend on faces, it depends on structure. Blood contracts. How violence regulates business. Every economy needs enforcement. In prison, contracts aren't written on paper. They're written in scars. Debts unpaid become missions. Orders ignored become executions. Violence is our currency of trust, a former Nuestra Familia member said. If a man bleeds for you, you know his word is good. Punishment follows rules. One warning, one strike, one funeral. The code decides who enforces, who witnesses, who cleans up. Even homicide is budgeted. Knives are stock, blood the receipt. Behind every bowl of soup traded in peace, there's a man buried for breaking the peace. The women, the families, and the outside economy. The prison economy doesn't end at the wall. It breathes through families. Girlfriends mail prepaid cards. Mothers wire commissary money. Children unknowingly carry coded messages in letters signed "Love You Forever." "You think it's romance," said a parole officer, but half the love letters are payroll systems. Women become bankers, couriers, and accountants. Some are threatened, others volunteer, loyalty wrapped in survival. On the outside, they call it devotion. On the inside, they call it logistics. Families pay debts, buy contraband, and launder gang profits through online platforms. A single phone hidden in a cell can command thousands of dollars outside. The walls stop bodies, not business. The digital hustle, crypto, Cash App, and 21st century prison finance. Modern gangs turned cell blocks into digital trading floors. Phones replaced couriers. Apps replaced letters. Payments now move through Cash App, Venmo, even cryptocurrency, all handled by outside associates. A kilo on the street can trigger 20 microtransactions inside. When the world went wireless, the code evolved. Investigators traced money from prison Wi-Fi routers to overseas crypto wallets. But shutting them down only teaches smarter encryption. Some lifers now earn from NFT artwork, ghostwriting, or social media hustles managed through girlfriends. Legitimate fronts shielding gang revenue. It's organized crime 3.0, built on the same fear, just faster Wi-Fi. Collapse and betrayal. No empire lasts forever. Greed breaks trust. Fear breeds spies. Informants, shot callers turned state witnesses, are the final product of the code's corruption. "You can't buy silence anymore," says a retired investigator. "You can only rent it." When one leader flips, decades of operations unravel. Federal agents map ledgers, decode slang, and dismantle networks cell by cell. But even collapse doesn't mean peace. New factions rise. Young inmates copy the same structures, same symbols, same fear. The code doesn't die. It mutates. Legacy, the code that outlived the walls. Outside, the language still lives. Old debts follow men into freedom. Old loyalties keep them tethered. Some rebuild lives, mentoring youth, warning them away from the system. Others reopen the same networks under new names. "You leave prison," one man said, "but the code leaves fingerprints on your soul." The code was born from need, protection in a lawless place. It grew into empire, greed, and blood. And now it's a mirror showing what happens when survival becomes business. Inside the walls, they built a world out of nothing, a market made of fear, loyalty, and ingenuity. The question is not how gangs control the prison economy. It's why the economy needed gangs to begin with. What you just saw is more than a story. It's a reality lived by thousands behind bars. If you believe in uncovering the truth, the kind hidden behind concrete walls and silence, then join us. Subscribe to Behind Bars TV and never miss a chapter in the world's most dangerous stories. Until next time, stay aware, stay informed, and remember, freedom and confinement are sometimes only a wall apart.